On April 4, 1392, Jeong Mong-ju, the symbol of loyalty of Goryeo, was assassinated at Seonjuk Bridge. His death was not only a personal tragedy but also marked a decisive turning point in Korean history. Jeong Mong-ju, born in 1337, was a prominent Confucian scholar, poet, and politician during the Goryeo Dynasty. He was known not only for his literary talent, but also for his unwavering loyalty to Goryeo, a dynasty he served with passion until the last verses he penned. As the country fell into chaos and struggled through difficult transitions, his loyalty to Goryeo was vividly expressed in his poems, including the famous Dangamga. His strong opposition to the new Joseon dynasty, set to be led by the key figure Yi Seong-jae, made him a target of political conspiracies. At that time, Yi Seong-jae, the founder of the Joseon dynasty and father of Yi Bang-won, was suffering from a severe horse-riding accident. There was much debate over the extent of his injuries. Some sources argued he was gravely hurt, while others suggested the injuries were not as serious. Nevertheless, in a tense political climate, any sign of weakness from a leader could provoke instability. Shortly after his father's accident, in mid-April 1392, Jeong Mong-ju visited Yi Seong-jae to assess his condition. During this meeting, amidst poems exchanging thoughts about Goryeo's fate, Yi Bang-won could no longer restrain his fury towards Jeong Mong-ju. Aware of Jeong Mong-ju's significant influence, Yi Bang-won decided to carry out a bold plot, assassinating the man who obstructed the transfer of power to the Joseon dynasty. The decision to assassinate Jeong Mong-ju was not merely a personal act, but a strategic move in the power struggle. If Jeong Mong-ju lived, the Joseon dynasty would face significant challenges in establishing its new governance. Thus, his death marked not only the end of a loyal life, but also a watershed moment that allowed the new dynasty to solidify in the years that followed. The image of Seonjuk Bridge, where the assassination took place and constructed in 1290, became a symbol of betrayal and tragedy. More than just a bridge, Seonjuk became a witness to political crime, a historical site where the light of loyalty was gradually overshadowed by the darkness of power ambition. Legend has it that after Jeong Mong-ju's death, bamboo grew around the bridge, symbolizing his loyalty. But is it truth or merely a myth? A question not easily answered in the tumultuous political landscape of the time. When Jeong Mong-ju's death occurred, public sentiment in Goryeo, the capital of Goryeo, remained filled with anger and sorrow for a long time. The local people, having witnessed this tragic drama, responded fervently. There are tales that they renamed Seonjuk Bridge to Seonjuk Bridge in memory of the hero who died for his ideals and loyalty to his country. However, there is no solid evidence for this, adding to the mystery of the story. Moreover, Jeong Mong-ju's death sparked much debate in Korean history. Some accounts claim he was brutally killed, possibly with a metal hammer or another tool, but the exact details remain a significant question mark. Who was the one who took action? Did the obsession with power cause people's hearts to grow cold, or was it strategic calculation that pushed him into an inescapable situation? The doubts and speculations continue to haunt the narrative surrounding Jeong Mong-ju's death, painting an incomplete picture of history. The event of Yi Seong-jae declaring the establishment of the Joseon dynasty shortly after Jeong Mong-ju's death in July 1392 was not merely an act of power. It also represented a tragedy for the culture and history of a once great nation. The fate of Goryeo had now officially closed, leaving a significant void for new figures to emerge in history. A new dynasty formed from pain, cold-blooded decisions, and betrayal. From Jeong Mong-ju's death, Korea underwent centuries of historical upheaval. His loyalty became a symbol, a benchmark for political figures in this nation. Why did loyalty become so valuable in this tumultuous context? It ignited debates about the core values of humanity and the decisions individuals make during critical moments of their lives. The struggle between loyalty and power never ends, merely transforming through time, continuing the circle of history. Jeong Mong-ju's death was not just the death of a person, it was the death of a dynasty, an old world fading before the rise of the new. Questions linger, not only about the fates of the historical figures who lived and died, but also about the unformed loyalty of humanity in a nation that needed to be rebuilt from the ruins. Modern Korea, with the legends and myths surrounding Jeong Mong-ju, is still exploring the true worth of loyalty and how each individual lives and works for their ideals during decisive moments. Perhaps the mystery surrounding Jeong Mong-ju's death will forever be an open story for each generation to seek their own answers. Legends may shift with time, but here at Seonjuk Bridge, loyalty and betrayal still resonate with every pulse of history. Will the goodness of Goryeo rise again, or has it all become a part of the past? That is a question that, in the past, present, and future, will never have a precise answer.